Hey guys, I'm Bex from Grinding Gear Games. Build of the Week is a video series that showcases interesting character builds created by members of the Path of Exile community. This week's character is a level 93 Ascendant Scion in the Standard League that devastates enemies with powerful damage over time effects. This results in a less burst damage oriented build that may have a slightly slower clear speed than others, but is extremely reliable and sustainable, resulting in an excellent choice for solo play. The Mistress of Agony takes an entirely chaos-based approach, relying on the spread of the essence drain damage over time effect via contagion. Upon entering combat, the Scion casts a spell totem linked with Wither, then Contagion, and focuses on the lowest life target to cast essence drain on. Upon dying, the damage over time effect from the essence drain projectile will spread to all nearby targets, resulting in a satisfying chain of destruction from the first target's starting point. Essence Drain is linked with Pierce, enabling the damage over time effect to apply to multiple targets in the projectile's path. Wither greatly increases the damage over time on each target in the affected area, and is extremely valuable on bosses. The damage over time is further supplemented with the use of Vulnerability linked with Blasphemy, acting as a more multiplier as opposed to a flat percentage increase. Temporal Chains increases the duration of the damage over time effects on each target, enabling stacks of poison to climb higher than usual. This is a large portion of the scaled damage the build provides. As if it wasn't already enough, the build then makes use of Vile Lightning Trap to spread the shock status ailment to targets over a large area, adding a significant boost to damage for stronger packs. Leap Slam is linked with Fortify as a boost to the build's defenses, not to mention the life regenerated from Essence Drain, which regenerates 0.5% of debuff damage's life. Combined with a hybrid approach to both energy shield and life, block chance and evasion, the build results in a particularly tanky base setup. However, without the use of Leech, the playstyle will change slightly to put a stronger focus on dodging those pesky boss and rare mechanics, while your damage over time effects bring them down. This build is relatively cheap to put together, but can be quite expensive to optimize for best in slot items. Most notably, the build uses the Breath of the Council unique Carnal Scepter to synergize with the chaos damage base, radius, and duration of the damage over time effects. This also enables the use of Leap Slam as a mobility/defensive skill. Cosbury's Will enables poison on all targets currently affected by a curse. For any lucky spells cast at the player, Atzeri's Steps Link Boots are used for additional spell dodge chance. The build guide also outlines the Winds of Change Ancient Gauntlets and the Heretic's Veil Mask for a third curse as best in slot options, but they're not necessary to the build when starting out. All other item slots are rare, focusing on high evasion, energy shield, life, and resistances. Flasks of choice are Rumi's concoction for the added block chance, 1 life potion, 1 mana potion, and 2 utility flasks of your choice. Once you have ascended, the build really begins to shine. The build uses the Ascendant as its class of choice due to her flexibility in cherry-picking valuable stats, and the ability to claim a new starting point in the tree. The Occultist Notable is chosen for its substantial increase to energy shield and energy shield regeneration, but mostly for the damage it provides. Enemies you curse will have 15% less chaos resistance, while killing a cursed enemy recently will provide a 20% increased damage buff for a short duration. This stacks perfectly with the blanket chaos damage output for the player. The Deadeye Notable is chosen for its increased chance of projectiles to pierce, increasing damage as they travel further. Finally, the build takes the path of the Ranger to be able to allocate passive points from the Ranger's starting area, granting access to a large number of projectile and chaos-based passives. It also saves 5 passive skills in traveling to the area. This results in a large portion of the tree being spread over the Ranger and Shadow starting areas primarily, allowing us to claim almost all chaos and damage over time notables in the tree. This build provides an excellent bridge to content in solo play, remaining a strong choice for approaching some of the more difficult content in the game at a suitable pace. If you'd like to submit your build for the next week's episode, just post a build guide in the class forums on pathofexile.com. Thanks for watching and see you next time!